Hello guys, how are you? I hope you're fine and you might be doing very good. Welcome to the channel VIBGYOR of Talents. So I'm back with an amazing video to help you out in your biology subject studies. So in today's video we are going to look at the chapter Why Do We Fall Ill? So it's part 5 of this chapter, Why Do We Fall Ill? So it's going to be very exciting. It's part 5, so we have learned pretty many things since now. Okay, so these were the previous videos of VIBGYOR of Talents. So I recommend you to watch these videos first and then watch this video so that you'd understand this video more nicely. Otherwise, you wouldn't understand this video as good as that if you watch those videos before. So if you hadn't watched those videos, don't at all get worried. The link is in the description. You can watch it right now. Okay, so in the previous videos we have been looking at pretty much stuff that what is health dependent on personal and social issues, and pretty many questions like that. What do you mean by disease? And we also actually differentiated between healthy and disease free in a very good manner. So I hope you remembered all those things, and let's start today's topic. So first we are going to look at the topic, how can we identify a disease? So what is disease? We have learned that disease is something that we get if we are not healthy. So we have already also seen how to stay disease free and how to keep ourselves clean and having personal hygiene and extra. So now we are going to see how can we even identify a disease. So if we get a disease also, we should be able to identify it. Then only we'll be actually able to understand what is the cure for it, and we'll be able to cure the disease easily. It's very important for anything to know the basic reason of it. So for disease also, we should be able to identify what is the main cause of this disease. So it can be virus, fungi, algae and many other types that can cause harm to our body. You might be knowing about them already before, and now you might be seeing one of the virus, that is COVID-19, due to which there is a pandemic in the entire worldwide. Okay, so how to even identify disease? For example, now we see that COVID-19, so how can we identify that we are getting COVID-19? So we will be able to understand it by if we have any cough, fever or any lung pain, etc. So these are the symptoms that we can say of this COVID-19. In the same way, any disease is associated mainly with symptoms. So there is something wrong in the body. In other words, our body shows certain indications with which we can assume that we may be suffering from a disease. So as I have said about COVID-19, there are pretty many other examples also that you might be knowing about. The one of the dangerous virus, that is cholera. So cholera, if you get it, the symptoms would be vomiting, loose motions, diarrhea, and there might be many things also. So cholera was a very communicable disease in the older times. It was one of the major disease that people used to get very rapidly, and people used to die a lot by getting that cholera. So it was by drinking contaminated water. Everyone needed water, right? So everyone used the same water. So the cholera was easily transferable from one person to another person, and they all were infected with the dangerous cholera. Okay, these are some of the examples of that. So we can identify disease when we have some symptoms of that disease. So we know that different parts of our body perform different functions. Yeah, you might be knowing about it. We have also seen more deeply about it in the chapter tissues also. For example, heart. So what is the function of heart? What function does the heart perform in your body? So you can basically tell that heart pumps blood in the human body. And then brain. What is the function of the brain? The function of the brain is to control all the parts of the body. It's similar to the nucleus that present in the cell. So brain also controls every part of the body. And then you might be also knowing about kidneys. They filter the blood and they remove the excess amount of water and all other unnecessary stuff from the food that we eat, and they just leave them out of the body. These are the functions of some of the major body parts. And if any of these functions are disturbed, we can say that something is wrong within our body or something has changed in it. So this is a symptom of getting a disease, right? There is something wrong with the body, something has entered, like you will get a notification in your mobile phone if there are any chances to get virus inside it. So you will get a pop-up menu like thingy and you will be seen there. This file may be harmful for your device. Like that, in our body also, if some disease enters our body, it disturbs the functions of the body parts. There is going to be something wrong with the body parts. So symptom is like a notification that that the body is giving to you to get safe from the disease. What do we do actually when we get a disease? We definitely go to the doctor and get it treated. So here also we are getting a notification from the disease to go to the doctor and get it cured. It can be done in many ways that we are gonna see in few parts later. We can do it by vaccination, polio drops, and so many other things are also there. Like many other diseases that were very harmful before. Okay, some symptoms just indicate that there is a disease, right? They do not indicate the exact type of disease. There is something wrong in the body, but we don't know what is it because there are millions and millions of viruses, algae, and so many other disease causing organisms in the entire world. So there is something wrong, but we don't know what is wrong. We should be able to know what exactly is wrong to just sort it out. Imagine that in your examination, take a math exam. So you are just given the question number and you said you got these many marks, but the question is not visible. So what can you do? You can't do anything. So here also the same thing. We know that there is a question, there is a problem, but we don't know what is it particularly about. So we don't have the proper solutions. So how can we relate it to the examination one? So we have the question, but we don't know the question. We just have the question number. We don't know the question actually. So we can't solve it. It's obvious, pretty obvious. Okay, the doctors often look for the signs of a disease in order to find out the exact problem. So it's just that taking random things and trying out. It's just trial and error method for doctors. Before it used to be like that. But now there has been proper treatment of everything. Before they used to give one tablet, if that doesn't work, take another tablet, that's it. But now actually for particular disease, you take this particular tablet, take this particular drug. So it became more good. The treatment of any disease is now better than rather before. It became very useful and there are many people, they are getting safe due to the help of the doctors. So in this COVID-19 times also, we should thank the doctors a lot. So often the doctor looks for the signs of disease, that is symptoms of the disease, in order to find out the exact problem. So actually a particular disease will have some particular symptoms. So he will be able to know with the help of the symptoms. So what is the actual problem behind this? Any disease. Okay, sometimes laboratory tests are also done in order to find a disease. So we have known that the doctors look for the signs of disease in order to find out the exact problem. So these signs, unlike the symptoms, are more definite indication of a disease. So actually, if the doctor also doesn't understand what is the basic problem, he will be knowing something, but tests give very accurate disease. Means they name it out what is exactly problem with that body. So they will be able to know more and more easily. Now actually doctors mainly depend on the tests that they write because tests give accurate result of what is the problem with that body. Okay, now I guess that you understood how can we identify disease. Now basically let's look at the types of diseases. So there are two types of diseases. The first type of disease is the acute disease and the second types of diseases are known as chronic diseases. So by the name only you might be understanding the difference between two of them. Acute means a short-term disease, whereas chronic means a long-term disease. So these are the basic easy things, the types of diseases. Only two are there. You'll be able to learn them very Okay, let's try to differentiate them like in this tabular format. So as I said, you For also tabular format helps in remembering the data very easily. Okay, let's look at acute diseases and then chronic diseases. So acute diseases last for only a short period of time. Only a little time, like you have cold, fever. Okay, some fevers will be for a long time, but these are types of short diseases. Then chronic diseases last for a long period of time. For example, we can have tuberculosis, any heart diseases, cancer, and etc. And then acute diseases, it is called randomly, it is caused very randomly, whereas the chronic diseases, it is caused in due course of time. And then acute diseases, it does not cause major effect on general health, whereas the chronic disease, it causes major effect on general health. So let's have a look at the examples of acute diseases. The example of acute disease is cough, dysentery, and examples of chronic diseases elephantiasis, heart disease, tuberculosis, etc. So this was a very quick revision of these diseases, and actually we have learned a lot of new things about acute and chronic diseases, and also how can we identify a disease. That's enough for today, guys. We are going to learn more about this chapter in the next video. So today we have learned a lot. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and I'll be able to get a lot more videos like this for you. Thank you. Have a very great day.